nurse at a hospital in Essex has been filmed telling A&E patients they'll have to wait as long as, wait for this, 13 hours, 13 hours to see a doctor because the hospital is just so overwhelmed.
The nurse at the Princess Alexandra Hospital was videoed saying they had 170 patients in A&E. Let's have a look.
90 patients waiting to be seen at the moment. That's 90 of you are still waiting to be seen. Our current wait time for a doctor is 7.5 hours. I will estimate that by the time I go home in the morning at 8 o'clock, some of you will still be here waiting for a doctor, because the wait will get up to 12 or 13 hours. I will expect that.
So 90 were in the queue, 170 altogether. The Health Secretary, Sajid Javid, joins us now. I mean, talk about heart-sinking moments, Sajid Javid. If you're waiting for emergency treatment and you're told you're going to be waiting up to 13 hours, what is going wrong? Morning.
Well, good morning. And can I first just refer to the heart-lifting moment that you just had? Just listening to that, I agree it's the very best of humanity, and thanks for doing that. But talking about what you've just asked me about, I've seen that clip. I saw that yesterday. I'm really very concerned about waiting times in A&E, and the NHS is absolutely doing everything it can to improve those waiting times. They have been improving in recent weeks. I think it's important for everyone to know that the impact of the pandemic has meant the NHS estimates some 11 to 12 million people that stayed away from the NHS. Now, rightly so, people are coming forward at record numbers, and that is leading to huge increases in demand. At the same time, the NHS is putting record investment into A&E, all aspects of A&E, so more money into ambulance trusts, into 111 calls, and that is helping.
Of course there is a problem post-COVID, we understand that. This is not a post-COVID problem. The target is 95% of people being seen within 4 hours. Do you know when that target was last met?
It was met years ago, wasn't it? It was a challenge even before COVID.
In 2015.
But COVID has absolutely made it more challenging.
Back in 2015. So 72% of patients are now being seen within 4 hours in all A&E departments. Unfortunately, you face hours and hours of waits. We are not meeting our target. You talk about record investment, it's not even touching the sides.
Well, I mean, first of all, when I talk about record investment, I mean, that is a fact. We're putting more money into the NHS than ever before. Its budget this year is more than £160 billion. That's more than the GDP of Greece. And this is not an issue around investment. What it is about dealing with the impact of the pandemic. It has had a tremendous impact and is ongoing, despite being past, thankfully, the worst of the pandemic. The impact is going to be with us, I'm afraid, for a while. At the same time, of course, we've got to be doing everything that we can, and that is why where we are putting this investment, a lot of it is focused on A&E, as well as the COVID elective backlog, and it is helping. But I absolutely, I mean, if your general point is that these waits are very, very long and no one should be having to wait that long, of course, I completely accept that. But it's right that we are continue to work with the NHS to do everything that we can.
All right. Look, our time is short this morning, and there's a lot to talk about. Let's move on to the Tory leadership. I just want to quote to you what I thought was the most succinct summary of the situation in the Tory supporting Daily Telegraph in their lead editorial. The Conservative Party has ended up in the worst possible position by badly wounding the Prime Minister while failing to remove him from office. And that is the case, isn't it? You've got a really badly winged PM. It's neither one thing or the other. How much longer do you think he can possibly hang on for?
Look, I'm happy to answer that, but, you know, one of the reasons I'm here today in this hospital talking to you is because of a leadership issue around improving leadership in the NHS and social care. So hopefully in a moment you can come back to that and ask me about the importance of that, because I think that will be the interest of many of your viewers to get better, even better leadership throughout the NHS.
Well, the issue, isn't it, is that we are distracted because of the behaviour of the Prime Minister and those in Downing Street. This isn't an issue, despite what people are trying to say within the top of the Tory party about it being a media obsession. This is literally an own goal by the Prime Minister over the course of the pandemic when we were supposed to all stay at home in order to protect the NHS?
Well, look, the issue that you refer to about this vote of confidence, which we all saw took place a couple of days ago, it's happened. The result of that has been clear and decisive. We're a proud democratic party where colleagues that want to have such a vote, they have every right to ask for it under the rules. And when it's happened, it does tend to bring the party back together again. And that's what people want to see, because the focus now is rightly going to be on the issues that really matter, such as the NHS and social care and the kind of questions you asked me right at the start of this piece. But also...
I'm sorry, we are really short of time, and we take that point. But look, the Prime Minister, he's having his Titanic moment, isn't he? He's finally hit the iceberg. He's a hole below the waterline, and that ship is sinking. I mean, the lights might still be on at the moment. There may still be drinks at the bar, but the ship's going to the bottom, and he's going to the bottom, isn't he? We know this.
Well, I'm afraid I don't accept that at all. No Prime Minister, no leader of the Conservative Party has ever achieved 100% support of all their MPs. I think that's true of any political party. But as a democratic party, we have clear procedures in place to make these decisions. And I'll give you an example. Just yesterday, I met two of my colleagues that had voted against the Prime Minister, but they accept the result of the ballot, and now they're completely behind the Prime Minister in uniting and getting on with the job and delivering for the British people, and that's what matters.
OK, Sajid Javid, we have to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.